Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Rick and Morty, which we'll be getting into today. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
And April Collins.
Hey!
Today, Delaney, April, and I will be previewing and speculating upon Rick and Morty Season 3. Only about a week left when this podcast is coming out until Rick and Morty Season 3, Episode 2 comes on. Not really begins, as we've just talked about extensively on this podcast. But so we have 9 episodes of Rick and Morty upcoming weekly. We're very excited to get into our Rick and Morty season-long coverage. Overly Animated is the place to be for Rick and Morty podcast coverage. Definitely subscribe to us at overlyanimated.com/iTunes for our main feed. You can also find our Rick and Morty specific feed, which is very popular, at overlyanimated.com. Find Rick and Morty on the right-hand side. Click that, subscribe, or you just search Rick and Morty Overly Animated on iTunes. We're going to be having 2 Rick and Morty podcasts a week. Episode discussion up Monday nights, and then a panel discussion up later in the week. So, all your, Rick and Morty podcasting discussion needs for your commutes / other, podcast listening purposes will be here. We're very excited to get into the season, and here's our general speculation preview podcast for the rest of season 3. We previously had a bunch of, weekly Rick and Morty topic discussions up until now, including on the trailer that came out. It should be noted that the Rick and Morty panel, Comic-Con panel, happened recently. We are recording this before that happened, however, so us talking do not know what happened. However, look for a Comic-Con news recap discussion feed in the Rick and Morty feed that goes over what all the news was. I assume it won't be anything because the season's coming like very soon. I don't know what they're gonna show, but yeah, you guys already know what happened. Look for that podcast in the feed, but do note that we do not have access to that information as of this recording. We're recording Thursday night, and the panel.
The future.
Yeah, the future. They're very complicated. So
the future.
Okay, yeah. So let's get into this speculation stuff. Rick and Morty season 3. Delaney, what's your current hype level for Rick and Morty season 3?
It's like on a number scale.
I didn't even ask for it, and you're ready to bring up the number scale. I'm impressed.
I'm like wubba lubba dub dub, like
okay.
levels.
That's good.
Like get swifty, guys. Like I'm hyped. I was actually just talking to my brother like 5 minutes ago, and he just started quoting all this Rick and Morty because I finally got him caught up on season 2. I don't know if he's watched the first episode of season 3 yet, though. Like he just finally gave me my DVD back. But I'm just super hype about it, and it'll be cool to watch it with my brother for a little bit before we both head back to... Well, I guess we can always watch it now since we'll both be heading to school, but it's just I'm really excited. Like, I guess this is probably the most hype I've been for Rick and Morty. Because, like, I watched season 2 live, but then I guess I'm just really... It's been so long. Like, I'm ready. My body is ready, and it's going to be really fun. And, like, the trailer just looks ridiculous. Like Pickle Rick. Like, come on. Like, what the heck? And also, like, bye, Jerry. That's when I'm excited. Okay, I am by Jerry levels of excited.
Ooh, that's a good one too. Yeah, I like that. April, where are you on the arbitrary Rick sayings level of excited?
Oh gosh, I was trying to think of every other Rick saying that he's ever said, just randomly.
Yeah, there's the one episode that had all that
had all of them, and I was like, why can't I remember it right now? I'm up on the Get Swifty excitement, so I'm pretty pumped for this. It's gonna be good. Like to watch. It's almost gonna be refreshing, which sounds a terrible way to describe Rick and Morty. First off. But, like, between, like...
I'm just so hyped for all these awful things.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for all these terrible things. But, like, it's going to be terrible things in a fun light, you know, in contrast to... Because I'm watching Game of Thrones, so we all know how that show's going.
You're going to suffer, but you're going to be happy about it.
Right? So, with Rick and Morty, I'm excited to suffer and be happy about it. So, pumped.
Yeah. I'll say I'm lick my balls level hype for
Rick
and Morty. There you go.
Did you look that one up?
No, that's the only one I remember. There's a bunch of other ones too, but yeah, that's the most notable one. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, we have Rick and Morty and Game of Thrones for a while on Sunday nights. That's pretty exciting.
Game of Thrones will end before though, because it's like 7 episodes, right?
Yeah, it will. Yeah. Even though I don't think I'm staying up for Rick and Morty's, unfortunately, but we'll see. 11:30. Why 11:30? Why? Anyway.
No, I can handle that. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like 11:30 on a Sunday.
Yeah, 11:30 Sunday nights for working people, not fun.
Class on Monday. Let's find out. I'm sure I bet that's my 8 a.m.
Yeah, no, hopefully not. I do plan to like wake up earlier Monday morning to watch the episode before I go to work.
Before you go to work,
it is not my 8 a.m.
Yeah,
that's my plan, is to like watch it before I go to work, then watch it during my lunch break, and then like
yeah. Yeah, I can't go the whole day and have all like Rick and Morty articles and like not be able to read them because no spoilers.
You have to like shut yourself away from all social media and basically the internet.
So I gotta watch it in the morning. Yeah, I agree.
No, I can stay up. It'll be good.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we won't. I don't think there's a way to get podcasts out earlier than Monday night. That's very unfortunate. I really like having podcasts immediately after new episodes, but this is like not at a time that I can do. There's like
we'll do it at like 6 a.m.
No, there was a second when I was like, would it be possible to do early Monday mornings? How Delaney will say no first of all immediately, and then
okay, actually I could potentially like depending like I have class at 9:05,
right? It's
as long as
okay,
it's
we'll talk.
Like reasonable.
We'll see anyway.
I do have an 8 a.m. so like I'm used to getting up with my job this summer, so like it'll be fine probably.
We'll see about that, but probably
the real question
my
is
girlfriend
just how
will be mad
dedicated.
Yeah, how dedicated are we exactly?
Very mad. She'll be like, you can't stay over that night. I'll be like, okay.
Don't want to be woken up by Rick and Morty podcasting. Come on, that's the best way.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into. No, this is appropriate discussion considering this is the preview show. But yeah, we're very very excited. Yeah, Rick and Morty and Game of Thrones back. I feel like I would say these are the 1 and 2 most watched shows among 20s people. I think that might be true. So that's very exciting. I also think Rick and Morty like follows the Game of Thrones hype levels. Like there's a long time between seasons, but I do think this is more hype than it was before season 2, which was already pretty hype. So
yeah. I was gonna say I agree with Delaney. I'm way more hyped for season 3 than I am season 2, but I feel like most of that was in part because there was such a big break between season 2 and season 3 of Rick and Morty that like it's almost like they did it on purpose, but I know they didn't. But like it was just like building like that anticipation. Like, where's it gonna go now? Like, come on, you guys! Like, let's do this.
And as much as it sucked, the April Fool's thing was like a good idea.
Yeah, it was such a great idea. I'll never get over it.
Never over it. Only 9 episodes though now in a row. Before our 5-year wait until season 4. So that's,
yeah.
Yeah, what are the chances of a Mr. Poopy Butthole stinger at the end of the last episode where it's like 40 years from now? We already got that joke though in episode 1. We got
we already got that joke.
What was it, like 98 years, like 9 seasons or something?
Yeah.
It was 97 years Rick and Morty, which is funny because in the first season at the end of the first episode, he's like 100 years Rick and Morty, like 100 years rickandmorty.com, and I'm like, oh my god, like and then he said 97 years and I was like, at least he's counting down.
We're getting there. That's a good point. Yeah, it's multiple jokes now on how long it takes to make the show, so that's a good sign. Yeah, at that live event they had, they didn't seem definitive about a season 4, but it's you got to think it's gonna happen.
Well, I think it was like tongue in cheek.
Yeah, they're definitely tongue in cheek, but I think it's everything.
They were also wasted.
Oh yeah, they were wasted. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's also one of those things too. Like it's like not official, but like it's like probably, but they can't say stuff because then like they'll get axed.
Yeah, I mean, I think they might not be under contract for the next season, but yeah, I don't think Justin Roiland can walk away from this right now. Like this is, you gotta keep going on the show.
This is his baby.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get into some specifics here. There's not a lot of specifics to go over. We had our trailer discussion. That's the most specific we can get into. We'll rehash that a little bit. But first I'd like to talk about episode titles. We have 2, as of this recording, there's probably another one since when you're listening to this, which is annoying, but we have 2 episode titles. We discussed the previous one. Episode 2 is Rick Mancing the Stone. And episode 3, I saw this today and I wasn't prepared, is called Pickle Rick. It's just called Pickle
shocked.
Rick.
It's just called Pickle.
No, I'm actually shocked because it's not a movie pun. So
right?
Unless Pickle,
you can't. It's just Pickle Rick.
Pickle X is an episode, is a movie title already. Like, is there something called Pickle? Like, I don't know, but yeah, it's actually just called Pickle Rick. Delaney, were you shook when you saw this?
I mean, it has the same like Ant-Man, but like. Come on, like there was no way this was going to be called, like, it had to be Pickle Rick. Like, they were like,
yeah,
we don't even know what the episode's about, but now we can only assume.
Oh no, we know what it's about. It's about
like,
we know what it's about.
Pickle Rick.
Yeah,
I
just before this, I looked up what Rick Mancing the Stone is referencing. Romancing the Stone, 1984 film. Michael Douglas, a romance writer, sets off to Colombia to ransom her kidnapped sister and soon finds herself in the middle of a dangerous adventure. I have not seen that movie.
I haven't either.
That's probably 100% not what the episode's
so that's
like.
That's what I was going to say. That doesn't mean anything with the show. They could just be referencing some random movie. So,
I mean, sometimes they're like related.
Yeah, sometimes they're related, but a lot of times they're not related at all. So. I mean, it's not like they're not related at all. There's a reason they named episodes that, but it might just be like one line or something. So
this is what I want to know. Like, this is what they should have talked about in their little like discussion. Like, what is the process for naming the episodes? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Like, how do you get there?
like episode 1 of the season's the Rick Shank Redemption, and it's like Shawshank Redemption in that he breaks out of prison, but I feel like that's the only similarity. So there's
that's as far as it goes.
Yeah, so there's some relation, but it's it's not like this is going to be a Romancing the Stone parody episode. I think we still don't have a solid grip on what's happening in this episode. I don't have a description for that yet. Pickle Rick, I think we have a solid grip on what's happening. We saw the trailer. It's Rat Pickle Rick, and then there's a bunch of stuff that happens after that's probably connected, potentially involving like a Guardians of the Galaxy parody that may or may not be in that episode. So yeah, we have that one we know. Rick Mancing the Stone. My best guess was the Victorian shots, England like feeling shots of the trailer would be in that episode, but
the giant piano.
Yeah, the giant piano.
The giant piano.
But I have no evidence of that. So I don't know. Any theories for Rick Mancing the Stone here?
No.
I mean, I do feel like it's probably I'm still not 100% sure if the giant piano and like the weird giant arm Morty are the same episode, but I feel like it's one of those.
Yeah, it could. So I'm
kind of leaning toward the giant piano.
So here's the episodes we've pieced together from our trailer discussion. We think there is going to be a Pickle Rick episode, obviously.
Confirmed.
A Mad Max episode, which is very apparent from the trailer. There's a Mad Max parody episode, which probably is not one of these two. You'd think it would be called Mad Morty. It's right.
Ooh.
Yeah. But we have a giant summer / green Rick and Morty version episode, which probably are connected, but we're not 100% on that.
It could be Pickle Rick. I mean,
right, and any of this could connect to Pickle Rick, maybe. And then
I feel like Pickle Rick might also not be self-contained.
Yeah, so it could.
I know how Rick and Morty episodes work, but like it's hard for me to imagine going from Morty coming back from the divorce trial or whatever, and there's Rick, he's turned himself into a pickle, and then getting to the Vindicators. Like, I feel like it's probably like he makes himself into a pickle, and they have some random adventure, and then like I guess we in episode 3. I get like maybe there's the pickle in like in Rick Mancing the Stone, and then it's Pickle Rick.
I'd be pretty shocked if we had 2 episodes of Pickle Rick. I get what you're saying though. There's a lot from the trailer that we would have to fit into.
Yeah.
That's a good point though. The Pickle Rick begins with probably
there's so much of the Pickle Rick. Like
Pickle Rick probably begins with Morty coming back from divorce court proceedings because he's in formal attire. So does that mean we're going to see Jerry divorce court in Rick Mancing the Stone?
Ooh, maybe Rick Mancing the Stone is all about Beth and Jerry getting divorced, or like the ramifications of that. So
I would assume not, but it's possible, right? Like, we have to consider that.
Or maybe it could will be the episode where Beth and Jerry get back together, which would be awful.
No.
That's one of my questions for later. Don't wish that. Don't speak that into existence.
That.
Don't.
Okay, forget I said it.
No, it's on the record. It's on the record now.
No, it's not. Just delete it.
We could we'll edit that out. Yeah, sure. Episode 4, I would say the favorite is that episode 4 is Mad Morty. But that's probably soon. And then Giant Summer episode, maybe that's that one, maybe it's not, maybe that's Victorian episode. So
I think the Giant Summer is a B plot.
Yeah, it also.
I think actually,
I have a feeling it's going to be as well.
Well, I watched the trailer again, and I think it might be the B plot to the episode where it's just Rick and Jerry.
Oh yeah, that was right. We had another episode. I forgot about that. We had the 5th episode. We were calling that the
Vagina Monster.
The Vagina Monster No Man's Sky episode, where they go to this planet with a bunch of random trees that are colorful, and there's like this dome, and then there's like a roller coaster, and Jerry's in that episode. So that's another episode too. So yeah, that could totally be a B plot. You're right. We're not even accounting for B plots yet.
No,
but
I forgot about B plots. For all we know, almost everything we saw in the trailer, except for Pickle Rick, is B plot stuff, and they're just pranking us again. Like,
yeah, it could be.
They would do that.
Hard to imagine the Mad Max stuff would be a B plot, but yeah, I agree. It's this could all be from 3 episodes. We're like, oh, this is 5 episodes we're seeing stuff from, but maybe not.
We're like, this is the entire season, and nope, it's
also
one
like this
episode.
show is ridiculous. Like, you never know where you're going to end up.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I think that this kind of relates to one of the questions I had, which is how much plot are we going to see this season? It feels like we got all the plot out of the way in the first episode, which is literally plot the episode. So episodes 2 to 10, let's say 2 to 9, maybe the finale, is randomly some plot. Any connecting narratives, Delaney, episodes 2 to 9?
I mean, I definitely think we're going, like, with Morty, we're going on this, like, my parents are getting divorced, to dealing with this kind of thing, and then Rick just being, like, an ass, and being like, you're better off without him, blah, 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 or whatever. But then, like, there's this weird episode with Jerry, probably more than one, so maybe kind of like a Rick and Jerry thing. And it's also hard, though, because, like, we have these weird endings to seasons where, Rick goes on his rant, he's just being crazy, and you're like, is this actually Rick, or is he just being crazy? Yeah. So, like, I don't know if there's really, like, another, like, plot. I don't know if he has, like, a diabolical plan. I definitely think, like, the divorce thing, obviously going to be a big deal. I feel like we might explore a little bit more, like, the whole Beth and Rick, like, relationship, and kind of, like, what's going on there, and maybe, like, stuff about Beth's mom. I don't know so much about, like, Rick, like a Rick plot, like, like him taking over the galaxy or whatever. I'm not sure because, like, it seems all fine, but not sure yet.
Yeah. April, how about you? How much plot are we expecting 2 to 9?
Well, me personally, I'm not expecting much plot at all. The only thing that I would think would be a recurring thing would be the Beth and Jerry divorce. And then maybe from there, like, Beth and Rick, I guess, mending their relationship or figuring it out without Jerry, right?
Why do you keep wishing this into existence here?
No, not Beth and Jerry, Beth and Rick.
Oh, Beth and Rick.
Like, okay. Yeah, because we've never really seen, like, those Beth and Rick, like, interactions, like, without her being with Jerry. So maybe something along those lines. Maybe they'll go on a family adventure without Jerry.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. That seems we got to get Beth on here one episode.
Yeah, I was like, I want a Beth episode where she goes on an adventure because we've only ever seen her like just Beth and Rick. Yeah,
probably Morty. Probably.
I was gonna say Morty will probably be there, but. Yeah, just because, like, it seems like almost any time that, like, Rick's, like, or Jerry was ever with Rick, like, Morty was there kind of thing. So I can't imagine that they wouldn't mirror that with Beth.
They usually abandon Jerry somewhere.
Yeah. We're going to abandon him on this roller coaster.
Yeah, I think that seems likely. I think that could happen, abandoning him on the roller coaster.
I would do it.
I got called out. I think we've arrived at least one consensus plot item that will be in episodes 2 to 9, which is the Jerry divorce stuff. I agree. That has to be a rollover plot. At the very least, episode 1 to 3, we're pretty sure from the trailer that Morty's coming back from divorce court proceedings. So that's a continuation of episode 1. So at least we have some recurring plot stuff here. We know Jerry's coming in the picture later in the roller coaster episode. So we got to have some recurring Jerry plot at the very least. Although
the very least. That's like the least. Like, but other than that, I have no expectations.
The absolute minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the minimum, but nothing else from there.
Yeah, and I definitely don't expect other plot things. I don't, but and I also would prefer minimal plot in my episodes 2 to 9. That's my current read on it. Episode 1 was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a very good episode, but I like more free up the creative energy here. Let's do crazy stuff episode to episode, and I feel like that's how we've had some of our best episodes is no plot ties. So
I think it's fun to have like those moments, like when they bury their bodies in the backyard, or when they dig up the bodies and get the gun. Like I feel like that's what I really like is those like you're like Rick and Morty's ridiculous, and then there'll just be like 20 seconds. You're like there was plot. Yeah. So I feel like that's the best, and hopefully it'll be more like that. Because I don't really want a whole episode of plot, but it'd be really nice to have those little moments because those are fun.
Yeah, maybe now that we've tied up all of our previous plot things, that we'll start to randomly introduce future plot threads like season 1 did. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
this could be fun as like a new season 1. I could see that.
Maybe more consequences from like season 1 because we keep bringing back the Kronberg dimension where they originally came from, and that was kind of a big deal in episode 1. Was that episode 1? I'm so confused. I keep getting mixed up. They just blur into each other, but we keep seeing the consequences, and we keep talking about it. So maybe it'll be a little bit more consequences. Maybe revisit it.
That would be interesting to go back to the Cronenberg stuff.
Maybe there are actual consequences to like jumping dimensions.
I feel like they shoot some of them, the Ricks. Do we kill some of the Cronenberg family? I don't remember. But
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Not. It felt like that was a concrete resolution, what we saw in the first episode to the Cronenberg stuff. But we could jump back in any, that's sure.
I was going to say
most of it.
Everything's open.
Yeah, I guess except the Council of Rick headquarters got blown up, so we can't do that. But there's some stuff we could. They've regrouped somewhere.
The leftover Ricks.
Yeah, we're leftover Ricks.
Yeah.
Here's something notable I noticed when I was looking at the writers for future episodes, which we've gotten from them posting on Twitter. Is that episodes 2, 3, 4 all credited to being written by women. All 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah, the ladies.
Previous Rick and Morty episodes, we had 0 credited female writers. And now, the next 3 episodes we will see all have credited female writers. That is a particularly notable shift, and presumably they put some thought into doing that. So, good idea. Yeah. Although, I imagine Rick and Morty Writers Room is a collaborative process, so I don't, it might be one of those cases where the credited writer isn't super relevant, but definitely good to get more women involved in the creative process here. Will this have any effect on the show?
I think so. Like, I think this bodes well for how much we've seen Summer and Beth in the trailer. Mm-hmm. So maybe that also kind of shows the shift here, because we're kind of evening things up. Obviously, we've had how many characters we've had, but if we're having Beth and Summer and Rick and Morty going on adventures, kind of evens things up.
Yeah. I agree. It's a pretty generally pretty male focused show. So, bringing in female writing, talent would be a good idea to potentially help alleviate that. We're already on the right track. I think season 2, more prominent Summer. So presumably we'll keep going from there. Maybe get Beth more involved. stuff like that. And this is already a show that's capable of parodying gender dynamics with raising Gazorp Azorp. So, this is maybe we'll, it's already gender and Rick and Morty already an interesting thing here.
It's already an interesting topic,
right? Yeah,
amongst the show. I wonder.
Yeah, within the show itself. Yeah.
Yeah, within the show itself. So then it's interesting that like episode 2, 3, and 4 are all written by women. So I don't know. Like I can never tell with like writers how they're gonna take the show, like. Because I've not seen these names, so I'm like, who are you people? How can I research what it is that you will contribute to?
Yeah.
Like I remember, what is it with like Doctor Who? I used to like I would recognize writers' names, and I'd be like, okay, well, I know how this episode's gonna go, like just from that alone. But like, I'm like, I don't know who Jane, Jessica, Sarah, or Erica are, so. I have high hopes for you ladies. Bring it.
Yeah. Definitely seems like generally they seem like they write on other comedy shows. So Jessica writes on Silicon Valley, stuff like that. So that's it.
Oh, nice.
Seems I can't imagine it'll have too much of an effect on the show, bringing writers in or out. So but definitely looking forward to seeing what an influx, even just an influx of new writers in general to the writers' room, what effect that will have. I also think Dan Harmon was probably more involved with writing the season. It seemed like my impression is that he wasn't as involved with writing season 2, and he was more involved with writing season 3, just based on that live stream. He was like, I was the cause of this taking so long, basically, is what he said. So, I think that's only a good thing. Dan Harmon's, obviously very talented. So that'll be interesting to see, the dynamics, how that plays out this season. Okay. More, speculation stuff. Rick in, episode 1 says this will be the darkest season of Rick and Morty. Are we buying or selling that is true, Delaney?
I'm gonna buy, because Pickle Rick gets dark real quick.
but it is Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick's gonna be the darkest episode of the whole season.
I mean, it's pretty messed up. Like, even by Rick and Morty standards, like it's fucked up. Like,
how dark can an episode with Pickle Rick as the lead character be?
It has rat parts. Okay, like
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, so do you think it'll recur throughout the whole season, a darker tone?
I mean, I think so. I think we're definitely... I mean, obviously people die and we kill people all the time in Rick and Morty, but I do think there's going to be this darker undertone, and maybe we will be dealing with more of Rick's... the consequences of what Rick does, emotionally. We still need to talk about when... Like, in the show, I mean, we've talked about it at length, Rick, he was going to kill himself, and then he just passed out.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff.
He never succeeded.
Yeah. So we'll have to... I don't know, like, there's just so... I mean, I don't think it's shocking for Rick and Morty to go darker. I think it's just hard to imagine it becoming darker, because how can this get worse? How? But I think it can. And also, plot thing, I guess, would be... Obviously, Rick isn't a sentimental person, but they resurrected Bird Person, so maybe kind of how is that going to play out? And Rick, dealing with his friend, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Cyber Bird, right? Like, will he actually come back this season?
Please. Or is Phoenix Person?
Phoenix Person, yeah.
Phoenix Person.
Yeah. Buy or sell darkest season.
I'm gonna...
Is layaway an option?
Yeah, like, because I want to buy into it, but at the same time, I don't. So I'm gonna buy into it.
Okay.
I'll buy in.
Why are you buying into it?
There's a lot of opportunity to go dark. I mean, even though like it's just hard to call that, because the trailer was so fun, like, and very like hot, like energetic, like high energy. So, and I know
song's
like
lit.
Yeah, like, and I know a lot of that's to like build the hype and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'll buy into it. They're building the hype to just depress the hell out of us. So,
yeah, that seems like something they would do. So,
yeah.
I'll sell. I don't believe you, Rick. I don't believe it, because I see no indication in the trailer that we're doing anything super dark. So,
That's true.
I don't trust Rick. I think Rick always lies, so I'm going to sell this.
Well, I wouldn't trust because we didn't see it in the trailer. It's because they're going to kill us.
Right. They're hiding it. Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to kill all of us.
You don't put that in the promo.
Yeah, you don't put it in the promo.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't put, the darkness into the promo because then no one would watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, they would still watch it, but they wouldn't buy into it.
It needs to be, they need to hype it up with the trailer. As Delaney brought up, we've kind of been on this very thin depressed Rick arc over the course of mostly just, I guess, these 2 seasons. When does Bird Person say wubba lubba dub dub means yeah.
It's at the party, isn't it?
It's at the party at the end of the first season.
Okay, so multi-season depressed Rick arc. But by that, what Bird Person's comments, and then at the beginning in that episode of season 2, Rick trying to kill himself. So it's been recurring, but they haven't seemed to have too much of an interest in bringing it to the forefront. It's okay, is Rick turning himself in because he's just done with everything and depressed now? No, it was a grand scheme to do all this. Now that's what we've done with that plot line. So do we think that this will be integrated into season 3 more than it was into 1 and 2? What do you think about that, Delaney?
Well, I feel like this is the perfect place to do so because we have Rick in this place of supreme power. He's the Rick. He destroyed the Galactic Federation. He destroyed the Ricks, most of them anyway. So, and he goes on his little tirade at the end of the season, season 3. I don't remember. Oh my god, whichever episode he goes on his tirade, season 2, the finale, and they just blur, but. I do think, he's like, I got rid of Jerry, that's what I do, I get rid of people and whatever. So I do feel like this is a really good place to do that. He's at his peak, but it's kind of coming to terms. What does he have? And maybe trying to reconnect with Beth might kind of play a role in that. It might make it worse. It might kind of make it better. But I do think this is probably the perfect place to do so, and we have the most room for it, because it seems like we don't have anything really to deal with other than the divorce. But I feel like this would be the place to introduce it. Rick's won, but now he has to fight himself, I guess. Yeah,
it's a good point. Yeah. It's a good point. We've Rick won in the first episode. He beat the Federation. Yep. He beat Jerry.
He beat all of his
enemies.
Greatest,
so, yeah.
But he took out all of his enemies. So who's left for him at this point besides himself?
Yeah, just himself. So you're buying this, April.
I agree with Delaney. If they wanted to go dark, this is the perfect opportunity for them to introduce that, I guess, because that's all that there is, I guess, for him. He has his family now, but I mean,
yeah,
he doesn't he does and doesn't care about his family, so it's just I'm buying into it.
Okay,
so.
I think it's the perfect time to do it. I'll buy into 1 or 2 episodes of this. I'd be surprised if this recurred more than 2 episodes. I'd love it, but
fair.
I don't necessarily see any indication we're interested in doing that, but
it'd be cool if they did every stinger was just something super fucking sad.
Like every stinger just poked at it and you're just ha, that's funny, but and
then the third time you're oh my god.
Yeah. It eats away at you slowly throughout the season. There you go. That's how you destroy a population.
That's it. We figured it out.
That's That's
I'm on to you guys.
Super villain April is forming now with she's learning. Yeah.
Oh, you guys didn't know.
Yeah, it's I think that would be fun. I don't, we'll see. They could do it. They could do anything.
That's the thing. They could do anything, and
there are no restrictions on this show. There are no bounds.
Yeah.
There are literally there are no bounds. They can do as they please. And we'll all buy into it, no matter what direction they go. Unless it's really, really bad, then maybe.
Which is no way. So it's
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it would have to be truly horrific. Like, the only way, like, we would not buy into it is if they were like 3-4 season or episodes into the season, and then they're just like, "Cool, that's it, done, bye."
Yeah,
like,
cancel the season. Yeah,
canceled in the middle of it.
Rick and Morty canceled.
Yeah, canceled.
There've
been 0 bad episodes of Rick and Morty, so to this point, hard to imagine anything. Yeah, whatever they do will be good. I think playing it safe would probably be not to do anything recurring. And I think that might be where they'd lean towards, but it'd be fun to see them try something ambitious. Like a recurring Rick depressed character arc.
They took this long to write it, damn it.
Yeah,
like, come on.
Right, like, you had all this time. I better have something well thought out and...
Yeah, it'll be well. The Pickle Rick episode will be well thought out. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be smart. I'm excited.
My hot take is that the Pickle Rick episode's gonna be mediocre, but we'll see. That's my hot take.
You know what? You're probably right. That's probably what it's gonna end up being.
My hot take is that the Pickle Rick episode's just gonna be really, really graphic and gross.
It might be. Yeah, it's a totally might be, yeah.
No.
Like, that's gonna be the point of the episode. Like,
is just to they're literally gonna find the edge with that episode, like the line in the sand, and they're gonna cross it.
It could be.
They're gonna jump over it. They're gonna pole vault over it.
They're gonna take an airplane across the line. Like,
it wasn't any of these other crazy. Well, it wasn't the Meeseeks episode. No, it's the Pickle Rick episode. Yeah, sure.
It's the Pickle Rick episode. Sure. It's gonna live in infamy.
Yeah. I'll sell that, but we'll see. We'll see how the Pickle Rick. Here's something. Seasons 1 and 2, we both had this mostly improv type commercial driven episode, like the interdimensional commercial episodes.
There has to be a threequel.
Will there be a third episode? You're buying there being a third episode this season, Delaney?
There has to be. Like, you can't. That is honestly, that's probably how a lot of people got into the show. Like, they have to, please. Like, they're gonna have to. It's gonna be like The Thing. Every season, we have to have this commercial, and it'll start off. We'll see commercials on TV or whatever, and then we're gonna have the episode.
Yeah. April, you're in.
It's their version of the filler. They have to do it.
It is kind of a filler episode. Although at season 1, they brought in a lot of plot stuff into that. It was very, very impressive. You're into this, that's April?
True. I can't see them not doing it. So
it's their brand.
It's like their, what is it? It's like the episode that, like, everyone almost like is like, oh, you haven't seen Rick and Morty? Cool, let me show you this episode. Like, it's the one episode that you can, like, introduce to anybody and, like, pull in new viewers and everything like that. I just don't see them not doing it. And I think the general population, outside of our group, those episodes are probably most people's favorites. So...
yeah, I mean, the season 1 episode is one of my top 5, so I love
that.
Oh
yeah.
I definitely think they're gonna do it. I do think we're in dangerous territory here, repeating a concept for the third time. The first time was brilliant. The second time it was also very good. Totally could crash and burn the third time. If I were them, I would not do it again. I think that's not.
Well, the thing is, like, with Rick and Morty, the commercials can literally be anything. Like, you love Answer My Eyes Johnson. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're just gonna do something stupid. Like, and there is no limit. It's alien TV. They'll just make up whatever. And as long as it's funny.
I think they literally just get drunk and go into the recording studio and they're like...
Yeah, that's like the entire writing process for the show, probably.
And then the animation comes, like, after the fact.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I do want to see it though, because I do love so many of those fake commercials. So I would like to see it again. I do think, like, whenever you repeat something too many times, it could lose its luster. That being said, like Delaney said, this is just a very open concept. So it's not like we're repeating the same commercial. It's just we're repeating the concept of commercials. So it's very broad.
They couldn't repeat the engine episode. Like, they couldn't repeat that.
Yeah. And it's like, don't bring back any of the commercials. Don't do a commercial sequel to any of the things you did. Just keep doing new stuff, and it should be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. As long as everything's new and they don't bring back anything that they've already done in the previous 2 episodes, then they should be good to go. I don't know.
I love eye holes, man.
Oh, yeah. Also, I love that they talk about it and then there's a stinger with it later. Like, that's just perfect.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, and it's been episode 8 both seasons, episode number 8. So probably we'll
it's a thing.
We'll pencil this in as number 8. Yeah.
Episode 8 commercials.
Yeah, well, and then it's gonna be 3 interdimensional cable. 2 tempting fate was the last one. So we'll see what we call this. Something with a 3 in it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what we can come up with.
It's going to be like Final Destination or something ridiculous.
Pickle Rick, episode 3, improv episode 8. These are well, look forward to it. Okay, anything on your guys' wish list specifically? From a general concept to anything specific, does anything jump to mind that you'd love to see from this upcoming season, Delaney? Other than Jerry dying, we all know that you'd like to see that.
I don't want him to die. I just don't know. Like, there's a difference.
We need him to be our punching bag, you guys.
That's true. I mean, I just really want Beth. Like, it'd just be really cool to have, like, Beth be in charge of an episode, kind of like when Morty led his own adventure. Obviously, that one didn't end so great, but it'd be great to have Beth do something like that. It's just so hard for me to think of a concept, because... You know, I love sci-fi. I'm all into sci-fi. I've watched so much. My thesis was on science fiction topics. But I don't know I want something until Rick and Morty does it. And then I'm like, this is great. Like, who was going to come up with Mr. Meeseeks? Nobody. Like, they did.
No one.
I don't know. Like, robots are cool. I don't know. Okay, I would love to have a Dalek parody. There we go. That's what I want. Like, good. Just these ridiculous, absurd killer robots. And Rick's like, whatever, and does something stupid. Or maybe Rick makes them, but they're like really stupid looking. Like, somehow they managed to make something look dumber than Daleks. That's my goal. That's what I want.
It'll be the gearhead people.
Yeah, basically the gear. Yeah. Yeah, we need more gear people exposition. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was just thinking, I was like, okay, well, I guess if I had to, because I already know you're gonna ask me, Dylan.
Well, yeah, that's how the podcast works. Yeah, true.
What? but I guess like to expand off of Delaney, like do like a Dalek episode, but like with the gearhead people and the Gear Wars, or just randomly have like the story of the Gear Wars as an episode.
Oh, that'd be good.
Like just totally throw people off, because no one would see it coming except us now. But
yeah, we called it, so we'll see it coming.
Yeah, calling it now. Yeah. Gearhead War episode. Yeah, but go ahead.
I guess Morty Night Run kind of was the follow up to the Gear Person episode, but maybe we'll see a third. Maybe we'll see a third Gear Person.
He's also like that recurring thing that just sort of randomly keeps showing up at points. Yeah. So that more Beth. So.
Yeah, you guys are both in it. Here's something that Delaney made me think of with the sci-fi. So, the show already generally a Doctor Who parody. So maybe if they, you'd think Doctor Who combined with Back to the Future, right? So, maybe if they,
awful.
but yeah, if they really saw the future, it'd be a fun Doctor Who parody episode is, alternate, one of the different Ricks, like, one of the different dimension Ricks is female Rick. And so we do female Dr. Rick, and or Morty goes with female Rick for an episode. They would have to really be looking in the future to see that one happening with the recent female Doctor casting. I think that would be fun though.
That'd be so great. Oh my god. Yes.
That would be fun.
I also lost my shit. That was finally
good. Yeah. Oh yeah. That being said, Doctor Who did do the Missy thing, so they could have seen that and written it in like a year and a half ago when they wrote.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
So
that's true.
It's possible. But yeah, now that this event happened, they will write it into season 4, and it comes out in 5 years, so we'll get that. Yeah, like we're seeing with Mad Max, expect a lot of old references because this they wrote this a while ago, so Mad Max was
gonna have to catch up on all my early media.
Where's my Harry Potter references?
Not that old references.
No, they can still have them. Every show has some stupid magic Harry Potter reference. Come on.
So maybe we'll get a Harry Potter one this season.
We could do some sort of, yeah. I mean, that's not outside the realms of possibility.
Morty, I'm sending you to magic school.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be hilarious.
It's for your own safety.
Yeah.
Well, granted, that's what space school could be.
Oh, yeah.
That dumb whatever they were doing on the stream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're writing the fake episode on the live stream. Yeah. Yeah. It's any parody of anything is possible. So we'll see. The Mad Max definitely seems like something they would do. Like we did the Inception parody episode, doing the Mad Max parody episode. So. I'm trying to remember what else from like last year or early last year, right? Like what?
Yeah, like what would be the other big movie?
I mean, it's definitely was Mad Max 2 years ago. I feel like it was. So
yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google this.
We might be in 2 year ago territory. Like you could see eventually, like a lot
2 years
ago, right?
So
yeah.
Well, but it would be a year ago, assuming they started writing last year. So
okay,
whatever happened last year will show up in not season 4.
Right, season 4, yeah. Yeah, we had Inside Out 2 years ago. There could be we could have Star Wars. That was that year to 2015. I'm looking up 2015
How
films.
is there not like there has to be
also
Star
by the way,
Wars.
Ant-Man 2015. That's why we're doing Pickle Rick because
oh yes, there we go. We found it.
Literally,
they have to do all of the Marvel ones like all together.
Yeah. Oh, they're Ex Machina 2015. That would be fun.
Oh god.
Yeah, this is literally just
Dylan would die.
I would die. Just Google 2015 films. This is what the episodes will be on.
That's what I'm pulling up. The Martian.
Yeah, I mean that's like that's
like the whole show.
The whole show. Yeah, I agree.
The whole show.
Yeah. But Hateful Eight. Interesting. Star Wars. You could see, maybe new Star Wars. But new Star Wars was just the same. It's just the same plot structures. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna hate myself.
Like they just go to
but...
Tatooine and they don't say anything.
I'm gonna hate myself for saying it, but 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't know if they would do that. I don't know.
That's also the whole show.
Yeah.
That's true.
We already went into the principal's mind. Like we had that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll count that then.
We'll check that off. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Anything? So season 3, episode 1 basically solved all of our previous plot elements. Almost everything we kind of wrapped up. We've talked about the potential exception of Evil Morty. So Evil Morty from that season 1 episode with all that introduced all the different Ricks and Mortys. Evil Morty coming back to season 1 and 2. Anything else from previous plot threads that you expect to see the rest of the season, Delaney?
Evil Morty would be cool, but I feel like Evil Morty would be more of a long game. Also, it's just we don't really know anything about Evil Morty. I'm not sure how he would come into play. It would be cool though if he came in the end of season 3 and he's orchestrated all of this or something really big. Like he let Rick destroy the Federation or whatever. Or something ridiculous like that.
It could also be like... Oh.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, it could also be like, since like the Council of Ricks is gone, maybe Evil Morty forms like the...
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, like the Morty version of that. So
that'd be great. Oh my god, like the Mortys rebel.
Ooh. Okay, I kind of buy that.
And our Morty could lead this because he's like pissed at Rick.
Yeah, we rope in our Morty. That would be fun.
Okay, bam. That's what we want.
That would be good. April, any buying Evil Morty coming back? April.
If Evil Morty comes back, I want him to form the Council of Mortys or the conglomerate of Mortys. I don't know. I think that would be like the only like plot thing that I could see them like bringing back. So especially since the Council of Rick is gone. So
yeah. I think that would be fun, doing a Morty council. So I could actually see that. I feel like it would have to be tied into our Morty Rebels plot. I don't know if we're doing that. Maybe we're doing that, but
we kind of get hints at it, like how like Morty
he did literally shoot him.
Yeah, and like Morty, like especially in that first episode of season 3, like he talked some major shit against Rick, like. So, and that's kind of been like something that's sort of growing and growing and growing. So,
also he's super impulsive. So
that too.
Yeah, it's that'd be interesting if we just had dissension among our Morty growing, and then eventually discovers evil Morty's building this Council of Mortys. That could be fun. I'll buy seeing evil Morty at least once. I mean, we saw everything else. Why not?
Maybe we just see him walk around in the background.
Yeah.
There we go.
It could just be another stinger. Let's remember this is only in the stinger of that episode, and it was like 5 seconds. So it's not like this is a giant plot thread that's hanging, but. They brought back other similar things we didn't think that they'd touch upon again. Okay. You've hinted at this, April. Are you buying Jerry reintegrating into the family by season's end?
A little bit. Like, I don't want it.
No.
But he's the punching bag. You can't just, like, throw out your new punching bag unless you're going to replace it. So... because Jerry is Jerry, but, like, I mean, we saw him in the trailer, so he's not disappearing, which...
We could just have sad stingers with him. Like, every stinger is just him living in a box. Like, I'd be okay
There we
with
go. I would be okay with that, too. Like, but that's what I would want. That's what my heart desires, but I don't think I'm going to be happy.
Delaney, I assume from you shouting no that you're out on this.
No, he sucks. Like, Jerry's obviously like, still going to be in the show, but no, they can't be together. No, he's terrible.
No. It's like Jerry
he needs to go get a boyfriend.
Yeah, maybe
Sleepy
he'll
Gary.
find his real life Sleepy Gary. Yes.
Let's Mr. Poopy Butthole this season. No.
Of
No.
course.
You can't. I guess we brought him back in episode 10, so of last season.
Why not?
That could
He's
be
a fan
Beth
favorite.
episode.
They have to.
Beth episode.
But,
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Oh yeah, maybe. The continuation. The problem is the reason that's so brilliant is because it's just the one episode. And the end of season singer is fine. Like, that was fine because it was so obviously not like out of
But
universe.
he's part of the family. He has to be.
No, that's the point. It's not. Yeah.
Replace Jerry with Mr.
Okay,
Poopy
that would be
Butthole.
fun.
Yes,
That would be
sold.
fun.
That's what I want.
We could do that. Okay. Yeah, no, Jerry, they're not going to divorce just to bring Jerry back, but I do think he'll be reintegrated somehow into the dynamic by the end of the season.
Unfortunately.
Not married though. We're done. We're done with the marriage. Beth dating annoying people. That's the new norm.
Like the neighbor and it pisses more.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what we're getting. So we talked about this Council Morty's idea. Any other ideas for what the season finale could be? Cyberbird? Tammy coming into play in the finale?
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
I see that.
Phoenix person.
Phoenix
I
person.
have no idea what they're doing, but they're there.
Yeah. Well, we won't see them until the season finale. Like,
I think we can get a stinger or two with them.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Or a B plot, maybe.
I think we'll get a Tammy episode somewhere.
Somewhere.
Just a Phoenix person.
We'll get Phoenix person with Tammy. Yes. I think those two are now like a combined idea. So
we've re-brainwashed Bird Person now, so he's back in the Tammy. Would Bird Person take Tammy back without brainwashing? That's the real hot topic here.
Ooh, there we go.
After Tammy betrayed them.
That's a whole nother podcast.
I think yes, their love is eternal. That's what
probably.
I think his love for her is eternal.
They'll be like mate for life or something. Like I feel like Bird Person.
Yeah, they mate for life. Yeah.
That,
so why? No, I think Tammy still loves Bird Person. She brought him back. There you go. That's the evidence, right? They're a better couple than Beth and Jerry. That's what I'm saying. So
there we go.
Everyone is a better couple than Beth and Jerry.
Well, yeah. So. I don't know. Any other thoughts for the finale of the season? I know it's a while away, the finale, but it could be that we get.
I just have no idea.
It could just be random.
Yeah, it could just really be random.
Revenge of the Council of Ricks. I don't know.
Ooh. Well, no. They're all dead.
Can't be infinite dimensions of Rick being dead.
New Council of Ricks, maybe. Yeah. Give Rick some new purpose in life to destroy the new council.
Or maybe we get the real memory. Like,
what happened? Yeah, maybe we'll get that.
Maybe that'll be the season finale. We get the real memory of what happened to his wife and Beth's mom.
Also, like, if every Rick has a Morty, then like in some dimension, isn't his wife probably around?
Yeah, probably, depending on what happened. Yeah, you'd think he'd have, yeah. If he wanted his wife back, then go to a dimension where she exists, yeah.
Maybe he hasn't found one yet.
Oh my god, or maybe that's what he's looking for. Maybe it's so sad that's the one thing Rick can never have.
Oh.
That's pretty fun, yeah. Maybe we've stumbled upon the plot of the season. That'd be a good arc. We'll see.
There we go. That's how we get dark. We all just cry.
Yeah, and that relates to Dark Rick too. That'd be good.
Darkest season ever.
I just thought of this last one. Any one episode characters other than Mr. Poopy Bottle that you expect to come back? I think potential contenders, the John Oliver,
Squanchy.
The Squanchy. Well, yeah, Squanchy's appeared multiple times now, two times. But yeah, we could get Squanchy. The Stephen Colbert, the battery planet guy. How about I always talk about Annie from the Organs episode. There've been a few others that I feel like have been potentially set up to come back.
Potentially.
I think probably no to all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think no, especially with the first.
That's how the show works.
Yeah,
ridiculous characters.
Unless you're from the season 1 finale, you don't get brought back. Basically, is the rule so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because basically everyone from the season 1 finale has gotten brought back. Abradolf, Link, whatever,
Finkler.
Yeah, will we bring him back? Maybe.
I thought he was dead.
Oh, that's not just an obstacle.
Okay, that's
just an obstacle.
That's just whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll just be cyborg Abradolf.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yes,
I feel like
he's joined forces with Phoenix Person and Tammy.
Ooh, I'd enjoy that. Yes, let's do that. Okay.
She's building an army.
Maybe. I mean, you'd think so. Like, there's not that many.
Like, what is the purpose?
Yeah. So
she's gathering all the people who have wronged Rick, and
Rick's wronged.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any final predictions, Delaney?
No.
No? Okay. Fair. April, any final predictions?
No.
Oh my god. Come on.
It's such a hard show to predict.
To be fair, we predicted some things today. We've done it.
We speculated a lot of things that could happen, but even after we got done discussing them, I'm like, yeah, that would be a really great idea, but I'm not gonna put money on it because this show is this show. So
yeah. So we will see. Leave us your season 3 predictions, and we'll be back soon for Rick Mancing the Stone, and then Pickle Rick. Very exciting. And Pickle Rick, etc. And we'll be back to cover it all, overlyanimated.com. Make sure you're subscribed to us to get all of our content. And check us out. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to us there. Subscribe to our iTunes feed. Consider supporting us at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, John, aka Johnny Bravo. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, and Andy. So more Rick and Morty coming up in the Overly Animated podcast, more Star Wars: The Force of Evil, the kids' version of Rick and Morty, and more everything else of all of our shows.
Rick and Morty Light.
Rick and Morty Light, yeah.
Light.
Yeah, basically.
But only because it's not as dark. I don't know, they got dark.
Sometimes dark. But
Diet Rick and Morty.
Diet, there we go. I like
Still
diet.
Still recommend to Rick and Morty fans, yeah. Back to cover all of that soon. Final thoughts, guys?
I'm just ready.
Wubba lubba dub dub.
Yep. I was going to say that.
I think you said that originally, but yeah. Yeah, there you go. So, how many Wubba lubba dub dub count will we get in the season?
Ooh, we should
at
do
least
that.
5.
We should do a counter for the entire rest of the season.
Yeah. We'll see.
Make predictions.
Yeah, okay, so we'll see on all of this. If any of our plot things verify, we will brag about them when they happen. But
yep.
Yes.
But we'll see then. So thanks guys for listening. We will see you for season 3 of Rick and Morty. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.